Hello from Hobart.
Would you believe we made it to Tasmania?
We did, although it may be short-lived, but more on that in a second.
Yes.
This morning we got up at the ungodly hour of 4:30 in the morning to fly all the way to Queensland to then fly down to Tasmania because of flight cancellations.
Yeah, that was the only option.
So we were in Queensland for 2 hours today in the airport. Then what happened?
Well, we managed to get into Tassie only half an hour late. 37th flight that we booked was delayed by half an hour.
And we went straight up to the top of Mount Wellington to have a look at the view, although we timed it kind of badly and it was very cloudy up there and lovely mild temperature of 1.9 degrees Celsius with an apparent of -6 something. We did see the view a little bit on the way up and down.
Oh, the view was great on the way up. Right now it's looking really good.
And currently we're at Constitution Dock, which is the wharf kind of area in the middle of Hobart. We just popped down onto a fish and chip boat because we were starving. It was called Fishy Business, and grabbed some delicious fish and chips. Here at Constitution Dock there are a whole heap of boats on the water where you can hop on and have some fish and chips. And there's an ice cream boat as well, which I think we should definitely hit up later. But for now, we've grabbed some fish and chips from one of the fish and chip boats, and we're sitting here staring at the water, enjoying our first glimpse of the main part of Hobart. And I 100% brought my own chicken salt because, well, if you've been watching for a while, you've probably heard the rumours that I carry it with me everywhere, but here's the evidence. So good.
The best fish.
And in a second we might go for a little bit of a walk along this little wharf harbour area here because it's really pretty, especially at sunset with all of the colours reflecting off the water. But we did just learn that all of New South Wales has been banned from Tasmania.
We hear that they may stop people coming from midnight. That's the best case scenario.
So we've just slid in. We may have to quarantine. We may not. You might have a really short Hobart video coming your way before we head back home. We'll see.
Yeah.
For now, we're going to hope for the best. By the way, here's my sister Carly. She's with us on this trip.
No, not me.
Not me. We've popped into Lark Distillery to try ourselves some Tasmanian whiskey because Tasmania is pretty famous for their whiskey, but they also do gins here. So my sister's grabbed a gin, and Jessie, how's the whiskey?
That's delicious. The smell is delightful. That's the blended whiskey, the Symphony No. 1. I've seen it on the shelf many a time, but I haven't bitten yet. But what's it smell like? You say? Oh well, let me. I mean, there's lemon. There's definitely honey and vanilla. It's very bright smelling. Quite like that. All right, now their main whiskey, the classic cask, the single malt. Definitely not as bright as that one. Not as lemony. Yeah, more syrupy in the mouth, which I love. Clean, delicious. Another single malt. Cask strength, 58%. This one's more of a marmalade type thing. I don't really have one that's like this. Orange rind and, just potent. That one's got good mouthfeel. No, they all do. That extra alcohol definitely just improves it in every way to me. Tasty stuff.
How's that G&T? Good. Just the raspberry and rose gin. Quite nice, actually.
And I just grabbed a whiskey liqueur, the Slante. Is that how you pronounce it? You who used to work in an Irish pub? Sounds good. It smells really interesting. Maybe like aniseedy or something really unexpected for a liqueur. Sweet and raisiny and maybe a tiny bit of aniseed. That's really interesting. I'm glad I got that one. So as promised, we did pop into the ice cream boat and got ourselves some ice creams with gluten-free cones. That's pretty rare. I really appreciate when I can get a gluten-free cone, and I got blood orange sorbet and chocolate gelato. I think this is the first place that I ever had blood orange, and it's now becoming one of my favorites. So it's all thanks to these guys here. Oh, and the chocolate is so good. Heaven.
Friends. Hello there, friends. The river. And Mona's just there. Good morning.
Last night we checked in at the Riverfront Villa and Motels. It has a fantastic view of the River Derwent here in Hobart, and this morning we woke up to all of our duck friends all around us, and Jesse learned something really cool about the arch at the front of the motel.
Yeah, back in '54 the Queen visited Australia and went to every capital city excluding Darwin, and they built an arch in Hobart and put it on Liverpool Street, and then the Motel Derwent, which this place originally was, bought it back in '61, and now it's sitting in the driveway.
Apparently there are some works going on with it on Monday morning.
Yeah, it might get a polish. Maybe we can get a few shots of it after the works.
Anyway, I think it's time to head out and explore some more of Hobart. If you're wondering what ended up happening with the whole COVID thing, later that night we found out that if we were New South Wales residents already in Tasmania, then we're fine to stay here. We just gotta check that we don't have any symptoms while we're here and let them know if we do, obviously. We found that out over some delicious fried chicken from Rude Boy. We actually just ordered that in through Uber Eats, but you can definitely go there. It is a rum bar, so it would have been a pretty cool experience as well, but we were so tired after our early morning flight, and now we're off to get some breakfast. We just went to Baked Gluten Free, which is a completely gluten-free bakery and cafe, and they're actually owned by the same people as Straight Up Food and Coffee in the middle of Hobart as well, so whichever one you can get to will be delicious, I'm sure. I had a banana caramel French toast situation, which was so delicious. Jessie had the sea change, which was a salmon and hash kind of meal, and Carly had a scrambled egg roll, and I think we all thoroughly enjoyed that. And then Carly and I took some little goodies for later as well, a jam donut, and Carly got a freckle bundt cake.
I was going to get a Nutella donut, but the two kids at the table next to us got the last one. This looks like a pretty good second option.
Devastating though. Maybe next time.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Another place in Hobart that's really famous and popular is Salamanca Place, where they have the Salamanca markets every Saturday, which we were hoping to go to. This is my third time to Hobart and I still haven't managed to get there because it's on a Saturday and I never seem to be here on a Saturday. We did fly in on a Saturday, but our flights were delayed just enough to miss it. Damn it! But it's a really nice place to come to even when the markets aren't on because of all of the old buildings in the area and all of the restaurants that you can go to. And there's a Salamanca Square as well, just in behind the Salamanca Place stretch of road. And we've come to a restaurant on the square called The Brick Factory, and we've got ourselves a bit of a smorgasbord of tasters here to share between us tonight, and I think it's going to be quite delicious. We just had the most delicious chocolate waffle from the Honey Badger Dessert Cafe to finish up the night, and Jessie had a lemon panuki.
Yeah, that's what I had. It was delicious.
We've been all the way up around Launceston and down the east coast. Stopped over to have a look at Freycinet National Park from Swansea from the distance. And we've come back down to Hobart. We've got to put Carly on a plane, sadly. She's
getting out of
us.
hand.
Banished. No, she's actually been very helpful. Maybe we should hire her full time with all the money we're making. Just kidding. Anyway, we've popped about half an hour outside of Hobart to the town of Richmond, and behind us is Australia's oldest land bridge, and you can still drive over it. It still works.
They did well back in 1823.
It's a long time for Australia. Anyway, I mean, if you're from Europe, that's probably just a little baby bridge, but for us, pretty cool.
Design-wise, it beats most of today's bridges, so that's a shame. I wish we had more better ones.
But while we're here in Richmond, it's a very cute old town, so we'll have a bit of a walk around and see what else is here.
Corner Cottery sucks. How good.
What were you saying before? Built by convicts?
Yes, and graffitied by the youths of Richmond.
Got them everywhere. That's it for our time here in Hobart. We had a bit of a walk around Richmond town, perused our way through the sweet shop, checked out the church from 1836 behind us here.
St. John's and the bridge.
And now it's time to get Carly on a plane. And if you'd like to see more videos from us, please like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
It's the best chicken I've ever had.
Chicken? What?
No, amazing consistency. The best fish. Better than chicken.
The fish chicken.
Hey, Slange.
Yeah,
And then there's
something.
Slangevar. Ah, yeah, right. Are you getting groin in there?
Maybe spread a bit more. I extremely appreciate that.
Yes. Fuck, this is nice. What's that place?
Museum. Free admission. But we don't have any COVID symptoms. Check that we don't have any COVID symptoms.
More better ones, sorry.
More better up. Just decided to get take out, eat in,
Eat in Uber out.
take out, Uber Eats. We got
out,
Uber Eats.